Hi everybody. I want to just go over some real basic cutting principles or things to know about. So first of all, I want to show you the variety I have here. I have what is called here, this is lotus root. I couldn't get the fresh lotus root, but I wanted you to see what it's like. It's really good for the lungs. And you would slice it thins like that to cook it, or you could even dice it up. Great in stews. I actually make a medicinal drink that I get a nice lotus root, and they're all hooked together. These they're about this size, and they're hooked together. It's an off-white color. Great for lungs, anything to do with the lungs. So if Bree would be having something with her lungs, and I could get this, like in an Asian market, the fresh one, I would grate it, and then I'd squeeze the juice out of it. Really get as much as you can. Then I would add the same amount of water, and in a little saucepan, would heat it up, and it would thicken. Add a tinge of ginger juice, fresh ginger juice. So good for the lungs. Like that was what Micho would recommend for people with lung cancer. So when I could get it in season, I was buying it. So that's lotus root, which is something that you might not have seen before. So, and it's, that gives you an idea of the it's about, it's about this long, but that's the how thick it would be around. Now, the other one you might not have seen is taro potato. Really, I just cut it open so you can see it's white inside, like a potato. Just cook it like a potato. But that's another, could be even more healthy than a regular potato, depending on who you're talking to. Anyway, that's a taro potato. That's what it looks like. Then when I slice cauliflower, see, this is the cauliflower sliced in half. That's how I do it. Take off all the hard parts. I might even take off this, dice this up. But like broccoli, that's, this is the broccoli florets. So remember, for broccoli, the stem of the broccoli, you have to skin it. The stem is really good, still really good for you, but you have to just take the skin off the stem of the broccoli, okay? But it looks like a tree. Isn't that neat? I really like it. It's like, and with vegetables, at least in my teaching, the top of the body is with the leafy greens. The middle of the body are all the round vegetables, and like the broccoli, and then the bottom part of your body is the root vegetables like carrot, parsnips, burdock root. So I always try and mix it up. Another vegetable, and I've almost used it up. I remembered when I was making my salad last night, oh, you have to save some. This is going to be about the size of an onion, round like that. It's called, and I'm seeing it more and more in the markets, which is really nice. It's called a watermelon radish. Look at the beautiful color. I love grating it into salads, and fortunately I remembered before I grated it all in. Just vibrant color. And you might not like the regular radish, which I have here, which is an incredible vegetable. But it's far less bitter, far less bitter. It's really mild in a salad. So please, look for this, watermelon radish. Then your regular, since we've gotten that, let's go to the regular radish and the greens. These are some of the most important greens you can get. People throw them away. They buy them without them. I was at a farmer's market and I saw these lovely greens. These are going in my salad tonight. I will just wash them and just slice through them. They'll be awesome. I put them in green smoothies. Please use them. So, and now to the round, any round vegetable. I'll come back to, I'll do the round first. So this is a very small cabbage, onion. Okay, what people I've noticed are doing is, instead of cutting the onion from top to bottom, they are cutting it right through the middle. And cabbages too, there's a principle of balance with everything in life, it seems to be. So you cut it from top to bottom, just like your cabbage. you know, this is the bottom of the cabbage that I cut off. And you want to cut it from top to bottom, no matter how much you're using of it. Because in my way of thinking, the top is yin, the bottom is yang. So if you're only using half of it, you're going to have unbalanced meals. Also, what you want to look at is the onion. The onion is held together by that top. There's the side of it that holds everything together. I've cut both off now, but if you want to make something called half moons that look like this, the top part is what holds it all together. So you cut that off so the rest can separate as you're just slicing through, okay? And you make either thick or thin half moons. These become your little half moons. So depending on, remember, if you want something to cook fast, you slice it smaller, cut it smaller. If you want it to cook slower, cut it larger. Winter, cut larger. Summer, cut thinner, smaller. The other thing is your scallion. This is a scallion or a green onion, as they call it. And I just slice through that, just at an angle. I just slice through it like that. And you make, I make wonderful dishes with that. So that's your green onion. This is your turmeric, which is just minced. Fresh turmeric. Isn't that beautiful? It's just minced up. And lots of stores are having your fresh turmeric now. Take off the skin and just mince it, dice it up real small. Mincing is dicing really, really small, okay? Same thing with the ginger here. Same principle. I just mince it up. You can get a ginger grater, but you really don't need it. You can just mince that up with a knife. Very nice. And I've just got a yellow-orange pepper here that I've diced up. So what I'm going to show you, I'm going to put that on the side. I'm going to put this over here. So what we've got is a carrot, and this is the top, this is the bottom, this is yin, yang. So you're only using half, or your red daikon, or your sweet potato, then cut it right through here if you're only using half. I love these all grated. I love these grated in salads. Also, like your beet. I only can get little beets like this right now. Same thing I want you to know is that that's the top, that's the bottom, yin yang. If you're only using slice right through, this I would grade the whole thing in a salad. Just bright colors. You want colors. Pay attention when you're eating with people. Look at the plates and see what color they are. Most people's plates are all brown, yellow, and beige. Very little green, very little color. So I'm a real color person, and a great place to get a lot of vegetables is in a salad. So I'll grate these all in, and it's lovely. So now you have a carrot. To make matchsticks, when I say matchsticks, is you slice the carrot at an angle, like that. You slice it at an angle. Then you take that one piece, or a couple, I usually do a couple at a time, and you slice that long way through. And what you're going to see is you've got like little matchsticks. And that's what many times people will ask for matchsticks. All of these are little matchsticks, okay? So, and if you're just slicing through, you just slice through at an angle, so it gives you more surface area. The other thing you want to know is, I'm going to take this off the carrot. If you're making with any of these root vegetables, or you want to make half moons, you slice through, right through, and then you slice through that, and you have got a half moon. So that's a half moon. And other things you can do, like with the daikon, I'll show you. This is a red daikon. I have white daikon. Say you're using the daikon. You would slice through a nice chunk. And then what you can do is just slice through that, or half of it, but I just slice through it a few times. And that's really nice. Put it in your stir fry or your stew that way. And now, a really important one. I told you about the onions. The other thing I want you to know about is your squashes of all kinds. This is the butter cup. I have my favorite. This is the butternut. I'm saying that again. But this is not really a cup. It's the same shape, but it's actually a small one, and it's called, I think it's called the maple nut squash, sweet and nice. This is my butter cup, so nice. And this is the butternut. Okay, so cut off the top, cut off the bottom so it's stable. Then you always take the squash and you always face it down for safety. Okay, take out the seeds, face it down, and now you cut away from yourself. Okay, oops. Always cut away from yourself. Okay, cut the skin off. If it's organic, you can eat the skin. But if you have a sensitive digestion, take the skin off just to make it easier. So, and I have a whole video I did just before Thanksgiving on squashes. I love squashes. It's very healing. Like if you were doing a cleanse of some kind, you would have steamed squash mid-morning, mid-afternoon. It's just such a natural, good sweet. I don't use spaghetti squash. I just don't find it sweet enough. I'm looking for the natural sweet. I'll be honest. Delicata I use more in summer, and of course summer squash I use more in summer. Okay, leafy greens. My love of leafy greens. So I've got here, I've got a little bit of collard. I've already started slicing through it. Collard leaf, beautiful. So what I did is I took off the stem. When your kales or collards have a stem, you cut that off, and you might even do a V up into the leaf to get it off. Then you slice through it, and if you're steaming or boiling it, whatever, that goes in first because it takes longer to cook. Then you make these wonderful ribbons like this, okay? They're so beautiful. I love steaming collards for like 2 to 3 minutes, no more than 3 minutes. Usually it's like 2.5. So when you have your collards or your this is elephant or lacinato kale, all you do is bunch it together. You can roll it as much as you can. And this is what I did with this, is rolled it like a cigar. And then all I did was slice through it. And the thinner you slice it, the faster it's gonna cook. But it's just awesome. Now, there. And you've got it, and it makes these beautiful little easy, fast to cook ribbons, okay? So, and I use that, and then I'll do some my dry roasted pumpkin seed video. I'll do, sprinkle that on top. So good, so good. So, I've showed you mincing is really very small dicing, like I said. You slice through a vegetable, like slicing through a carrot or a parsnip or a burdock root to make those matchsticks. You just slice through it, and as I said, you get a nice surface area. If you slice directly across through it, you wouldn't get such a nice surface area. Then you just slice that thin. You've got your matchsticks. Half moons, I showed you, whether it's cabbage or anything. You can do big dice. You can, like when people say chunks, it's sort of like big dice, smaller. I think I've got all that. Grating, just, grate whatever you can into a salad. I love it. Just think about colors. Think about just making it this vibrant, wonderful salad. And the more you put in it, it adds to your vegetables during the day. And it's the fiber. Keep saying about fiber. It's, you don't get fiber from animal food, any animal food. Cheese is an animal food. Yogurt is an animal food. Cottage cheese is an animal food. Cheese, milk, takes 10 cups of milk to make 1 pound of cheese, okay? And I'm not getting into what the animal goes through to provide this milk that's supposed to be for a child. It's horrendous, You know, you remember a cow has to be kept pregnant to produce milk, and what happens to the baby calves that don't get to drink this milk. It's almost it's almost like you know, we have breasts to have breast milk for our children. It's like our children are taken away so that our milk can be provided for another species. You want your fiber, and the other thing is when I am preparing my vegetables, and I always like, I saw the taro potatoes the other day. I said, oh, I'm gonna get those, you know. Experiment, you know, try something new. You can always Google how to prepare it. It's pretty easy. And when I bring them home, well, the only thing I wash right away when I bring home for my celery juice is my celery. I just wash it and prepare it. But I use like a nice stainless steel bowl like this, fill it up with water, and I put 1 or 2 drops of the North American herb and spice. I use that one. That's the one I use. That's the one that you can use every day. Babies can use, children can use. You know, I would, if I had have known about it, I would have been every night I massage Bree's spine, back her spine, and her feet. I would have been putting this on her spine and the bottom of her feet and massaging it in. Kills viruses, bacteria, you name it. But it's the North American herb and spice one you want. I put 1, maybe 2 drops in the water. That's going to kill anything that you're concerned about. I also, it's now winter, my humidifier, I fill it up every day. I put 1 drop in so it permeates, you know, my living space. I love this stuff. I take it everywhere with me, literally. I have it in my purse. So I just want you, please, you know, cut your vegetables from top, you know, down the top to the bottom, energetically. It's all important. I mean, also look at, you know, cooking your food, how you feel. I will tell you a story. When I first learned macrobiotics, back in the 80s, it's been a long time, one day we were cooking in the kitchen. It was beautiful food. Everything was beautiful. My teacher was teaching me then. She said all I had to do was get to Boston. So I arrived in Boston with Bree, and you know, amazing what that my daughter and I did together. Amazing. And what a trooper. And so there was someone doing construction outside the kitchen, and the meal was great. You know, the next day we did the same thing, cooking all day, because I was there to cook all day and learn as much as possible as I could. Thank you to her. And we ate the meal. It was different. It was calmer. Same good food and everything, but there was no one working outside the kitchen. You know, no hammers and stuff. So, you know, it's really important. It is a form of meditation. It's creative. It's an art form to cook well, not just slash things around. You know, I never use a microwave. So, you know, they don't. I changed overnight because it was my daughter's life or death. But you know, you can start. You can start with, you know, your breakfast, and then change your lunch, and then integrate. You know, add something good like steamed squash mid-morning. You know, take it with you mid-morning, mid-afternoon. So mainly, you know, the cutting is really an art form and a meditation, and respecting this wonderful food that we're able to get. So don't just, you know, put the onion, half the onion, you know, don't just cut the onion through the middle, you know, and then whatever. I mean, cut it from top to bottom. Do everything like that. This sweet potato here, I'm gonna cut off the top. One of the dogs in the house loves sweet potato and carrot tops and bottoms, so I cut a little bit more off now because he likes it as a treat. So there we are. I'm going to cut that from top to bottom. So if I'm only using half of it to grate, or I could do all kinds of things with this. I could slice through it. I could do mash sticks. I could big dice it, mince it, whatever. Grate it in a salad. This will be grated in a salad tonight. And then if it's organic, you can leave the skins on once again. You can take the skins off if you're still you're healing and still dealing with digestion. But sweet potato is wonderful. And I will be doing a dish with cauliflower. So maybe I'll put the recipe in the description for you. I'll do cauliflower, green peas, and cilantro are, I think, the 3 main ingredients I'm going to use tonight. But please think about this. We need fiber desperately. We have too much protein in North America. We eat 50% more protein than we need. That was the meat industry, ad campaign or propaganda, just like the dairy went into the schools and, they started their whole campaign for everybody to drink milk when you should only be drinking your mom's milk, and then no adult person should be drinking milk. But it is addictive. It's got a protein in it that's, I'm serious, is actually addictive. But it's meant for the baby calf to be drawn to the mom to drink. Acid alkaline, I'll end with acid alkaline. Vegetables are alkaline. You want to, stress acidifies your body. Animal foods of all kinds acidifies your body, and those are yogurts, animal food, butter is an animal food, cheese, of course, is. People don't seem to relate that these are all, it comes from an animal, it's an animal food. And you're getting tons of antibiotics because most of the animals you're eating are farm raised in horrible conditions. And they use more antibiotics on animals than on humans. So if you think you're not getting antibiotics, if you're eating animal food, you're getting antibiotics. So that's all acidifying. So you want to alkaline yourself as much as possible. Vegetables do it. Try and see if you can get, between 10 and 15 vegetables in different ways into you during the day. Grated salad is a great way to do it. I put vegetables in everything. Everything I can think of, I add some form of vegetable. Thank you for supporting my channel. Thank you for subscribing. And the other night I was reading some of the comments, the uplifting comments. Thank you. I'm a very normal person. I'm passing this on to you because this was what my daughter started. I appreciate it. And if you can like my video, that would be great too. So until the next time, thank you so much.